This is our third general property of central force of motion. So the third property, the complete trajectory of the particle moving under a central force is described by any two independent coordinates. So here we take polar coordinates, any two independent coordinates. So we take r and theta, that is radial and angular coordinates. So we already know the radial acceleration can be represented as d square r dt square minus r d theta dt all square, and this is the twice differentiation of r with respect to t. So we can represent this as r double dot, and here minus r and d theta by dt, that is equal to theta dot all square. So radial acceleration is equal to r double dot minus r theta dot square, where double dot represent the twice differentiation of r with respect to t, and theta dot represent the first derivative of theta with respect to t. And the case of a theta, that is angular acceleration, the equation of angular acceleration, that is equal to r d square theta by dt square plus 2 dr by dt and d theta dt. So here d square theta divided by dt square represent theta dot, theta double dot, and in the case of dr by dt we can represent it as r dot, and d theta by dt is equal to theta dot. So r theta double dot plus 2 r dot theta dot. So this is the expression for radial acceleration, and this is the expression for angular acceleration. And according to Newton's law, what is force is equal to mass into acceleration. So here we know the value of acceleration, and if we multiplied this value with mass, we got the force. So radial force equal to mass into acceleration. What is the radial acceleration? R double dot minus r theta dot square. So in the case of angular force, m mass into r double theta dot plus 2 r dot theta dot. But here f of r, that is the radial force, is not equal to 0, but the angular force is 0, because we considering the central force of motion. So we only consider the position vector. So that here f of r not equal to 0, but f theta is equal to 0, because the motion is in radial. Hence f of theta is equal to 0 means this value becomes 0. So m r theta dot plus 2r theta 2r dot theta dot is equal to 0, and if we multiplied this equation with r, then we got m r into r square theta dot double dot plus 2r into r 2r r dot theta dot equal to r into 0 0. Okay, then finally we got mass into r square theta dot double dot plus 2r r dot theta dot equal to 0, and we can able to rewrite this equation as in this form, because the differential of m r square theta dot is equal to m r square theta double dot plus 2r r dot theta dot. How? Please see here. Differential of m r square theta dot with respect to dt, we can write m is constant, and first we can able to differentiate the theta dot function. So m r square, then theta d theta dot by dt, and second term, that is we take the constant as m and theta dot, and here r is the variable. So m theta dot dr square by dt is equal to 2r dr by dt. Then we got m r square theta double dot plus m theta dot 2r r dot. That's mean here m constant or same, so we can able to take the value of m outside the bracket, then m is equal to then m into r square theta double dot plus 2r r dot theta dot. So this is same m r square theta double dot plus 2r r dot theta dot. Okay, then we can rewrite this equation as in this form. That means here m r square equal to I, moment of inertia, then theta dot, that means I theta dot. What is this? This is equal to I omega. What is I omega? We already know I omega is equal to angular velocity, I omega. So here d by dt m r square theta dot equal to what? 0. That means the value of m r square theta dot is constant. So m r square theta dot is constant, that means the value of I omega is constant. Then definitely the angular momentum is constant. So we prove the angular momentum is constant. That means the angular momentum is conserved in central force motion. So we already proved this. Angular momentum is constant. Angular momentum is constant. So where we start? We start with two independent coordinates. So here we proved when we consider these two independent coordinates, and by solving the problem, finally we got the angular momentum is conserved in the case of central force motion. So it is very clear, that is, the complete trajectory of the particle moving under central force is described by any two independent coordinates. Please, we can discuss the fourth general property of central force motion. Please.